How's it going, guys? Today we're going to be taking a look at the new Pulsar Trail 3. This is their new 640 model of this unit. Today we're going to be slapping it on a Ruger GN2 22 Creedmoor, and I'm going to give you guys a rundown of exactly how to zero this unit. I'm going to show you what I do to zero thermals. In my personal opinion, is the best way. So stick around for just a minute and I'll show you guys how to get that done. So guys, when I'm zeroing my thermal optics, what I really like to do is take a yard sign, political sign, whatever you want to call them. You can generally find these things at any hardware store. They're really cheap. Most of the time people just give them to you. So if you can find one of these with the legs on it, you know, they work great. We'll take a toe warmer. I really like to use toe warmers because they generally come with adhesive already on the back, so you don't have to tape them. They just stick right to the sign. And we'll put that right in the middle of the sign. And then after we carry that out there and we take our first shot, I really like to use this stuff. This is called HVAC tape or flashing tape, whatever you want to call it. You can take just a little square of this, put it right over where your bullet impacted on the first shot. It'll give you a contrast on the sign, and you can tell directly where you need to change your X and Y values to zero your optic. So we're going to haul this sign out here, get it put out, and I'm going to show you guys how to zero this optic. All right, guys, I'm going to give you a quick rundown of what the buttons do on this unit. So up front right here, we're going to have your focus wheel, your power button, and then on top here, we have a scroll wheel. This is how you navigate through the menus and how your optical zoom works and all that. On the left here, this is how you change your color palette mode. On the right, there's another button over here. That is how you activate your rangefinder function. On top right here, you have your camera button. That's how you toggle either the video mode or photo mode, and also how you activate whether to record or capture a photo. Right here, you have a back button. Again, just how to navigate menus. And then you have your menu button in the rear right here. So now we're going to take a look at the inside of the scope and show you guys how to get this thing zeroed. All right, guys, now that we are inside the scope itself, I'm going to show you exactly how to zero this unit. So again, I'm using a Ruger GN2 22 Creedmoor. We're going to take our first shot. This is at about 50 yards. You really don't want to go much further than that, especially if this is a brand new unit, first time mounting it. That way you're on target at some point on your first shot. So we're going to go ahead and take our first shot now to see exactly where we're impacting. So it looks like we hit the very top right of the sign. So I'm going to walk out, put a piece of flashing tape on it, and then we're going to come back and take our next shot. Alright guys, we just walked out. We put our piece of flashing tape, and you can see that plain as day right there at the top. Now we're going to change our X and Y values. So guys, now that we have walked out our first piece of flashing tape, what we're going to do is you're going to hold your main menu button down. That's going to bring up this menu. You're going to click it once more, go into your reticle and zeroing function. Click your menu button again, and now that you're on this sub menu here, you're going to scroll down to your distance here. You're going to click your menu button once again, and then once it's highlighted the zeroing function, you're going to click your menu button once more. Now that we are in this menu, you will click your menu button once more to move over to your elevation. And then you click it again, and then that's your windage. There's your zoom. So now what I always recommend is that when we move over to our zoom, I would recommend to bump it up to, 6 or 12 times. That way you can really see what you're doing. And then once you get your zoom set, you're going to click your menu function button again. And now you're going to take your scroll wheel and bump it one time. Just like that. So now you're going to hit your menu button once more. And then you're going to change your elevation. So your elevation is going to be your y-axis. So we're going to bring our crosshairs up to about the same level as where our first bullet impacted. Now we're going to click our menu button again, switch over to our windage, which is our x-axis, And then we're going to spin our navigation wheel all the way over to where that piece of flashing tape is. About right there. So now that we have that set, we can hit the back arrow and it will save it. So now we are ready to take our second shot. We'll zoom in a little here. Alright, there's our second shot, so we're going to walk out, check that, put up another piece of flashing tape. Alright guys, we just took our second shot. We're going to take another piece of flashing tape, and we're going to cover that hole. And now we're going to go back to our unit, change our X and Y one more time, and we'll be on 0. Alright, now that we've taken our second shot, we're going to do one final adjustment. So again, you're going to hold your menu button, click it one more time. Now that you're on reticle and 0ing, click your menu button one more time, click on distance, and then 0ing. So now what we're going to do is click our menu button. We're going to go over to our zoom feature, and we're going to zoom in about 6 times. Click it once more, and then now we're going to freeze our image on our hot hands. Alright, so now that we got our magnification set, we're going to put our marker on the hot hands again, and we're going to freeze our image, just like that. So now you're going to click your menu button again, go back to your elevation, and we're going to go up just a little bit to get level with that piece of flash tape. So about right there. Hit our menu button once more. Now we're going to change our windage, which is our X axis. That's good. Now we're going to hit the back arrow to save. Now that we're saved, we can exit out of the menu function. Now we're good to take our next shot. Alright, let's go see where that impacted, and hopefully we're done. And guys, once you find the range that you want to be at with your 0, I would recommend taking 2 to 3 shots just to verify the 0. But now we're done, so we're going to take it back up to the hill. Alright guys, we just took our third and final shot. The bullet impacted the hot hands perfectly dead center. I always recommend to take 2 or 3 more shots to verify your 0, get it as tight as possible. Appreciate you guys watching.